What is going on, everybody? Happy Monday to you all. It is Monday, March 13th, 2023. This is another live edition of Steve's Kitchen. The kitchen is now open for service. It's a very crappy day here in the Northeast. A lot of rain, shitload of rain today. But here we are. I hope all of you are having a wonderful day, whatever it is that you are doing right now. Some of you are probably at work. Some of you probably, finally coming home from work. I don't fucking know. But I hope that you're having a good day. I hope you had a wonderful weekend more than anything. All right. But if you are new to the Around the Point Network, please hit that subscribe button down below. Give this a big old thumbs up and share it throughout your entire social media platforms. All right. But what is going on? I am that Peruvian Fight TV extraordinaire. Some would even call me a man of honor.
No
I
one
am
will call you a
Steve.
man of honor.
And here we are. We're joined here. He's on location. He is on fucking location. I don't know how he's doing it. I have no idea. But live on location from spring break, the one, the only, Mr. Caden Lee. Caden, what's going on, bro? How are you?
I just got back from Fort Lauderdale. Went down there for lunch.
For lunch?
Once we finish this up, I'm gonna be heading to Miami.
South
for
Beach,
dinner.
huh?
Yeah, I'll be heading to South Beach for dinner. I'm taking my talons to South Beach.
Where are you going? Little Havana? Where are you going to?
I'm going to a steakhouse.
Steakhouse. Okay. But look at you. You're on vacation, man. You're enjoying your spring break. How has it been interacting with all the college dope fiends that showed up there for spring break, man?
I have not interacted with them.
The Cretans, if you will. I know a lot
I was
at
an indie show last night. That's what I've done so far.
How was the indie show, man? Hopefully it was a fun time for you.
Boca Raton Championship Wrestling. Shout out to them. They run a fantastic show.
That's awesome, man. So they had you booked for the show, or what were you doing?
I was just there to support friends.
You were there as a fan. You were there as a fucking fan, man.
Kinda.
Hey, man, you could have been booked. They could have booked the Caden.
All right, let's move on.
They could have booked the Caden, right? They could have booked you, right?
We'll see. We'll see what happens next time they run a show.
When's their next show?
May. Matt Cardona is working that show.
Now, are they on Fight TV or IWTV?
Wrong person to ask.
Okay, I figured you would have known. A lot of these indie shows they promote. Oh, we'll be alive on Fight TV or whatever the fuck it is, But I'm happy that you had fun, man. Here you are on vacation, man. You don't have to be doing this.
Anywho,
you don't have to be doing this today. You could be enjoying your vacation, but this is what I like to call dedication, ladies and gentlemen.
All right. Well, if you want to go alone, I can leave you.
No. What's going? You're here now. You're here now, man.
No, maybe I'll leave.
Good afternoon, heel. Hope all is good. What's going on?
Hey, Steve, I think it's time to put a bow on this.
Maybe so. Maybe put a bow on you later. Who knows? Call you short.
That sounds extremely sexual for no reason.
Put a bow and ship it out to somewhere out there. Anyway, what's going on, Palou? Hope all was well with you. Had a long day myself today. My dad's car on Saturday since 2002, his 98 CRV finally went up to the big garage in the sky.
Pause, Steve.
What's going on, CPZ? Yeah, so my dad's car is finally in the garage up in the sky, man.
I'm sorry to hear that.
It sucks, but you know what? My goal today was to take him to a dealer, have him buy his car, and instead he rented his car today. So there you go. I'm gonna put a bow on you, girl. Hey.
That's what Steve wants to do in Vegas with the girls from the cards. They give you out the cards. Steve, in Vegas, if they give you a card, do not call the number because they're not going to give you some hot mama seat.
All right. Anyway, we don't need. It's a family show, man. They're
gonna give you
This is a family show, man. I don't need this.
They're not gonna give you the hot girls that you see on the cards with the nudies. They're gonna give you a girl who kind of looks like what's her name from Dodgeball.
No, listen. They're gonna listen, bro. There's a big possibility you're gonna be the first one to quake. You'll be the first one to melt.
What do you mean to melt?
You see a hot chick walking around on the strip, you be the first one. Wow, you be the first
No,
one.
I.
You're gonna be like,
Do you
you're gonna,
understand how I control my? Okay,
you're gonna be like Carlton.
if this motherfucker wants to keep cutting me off and taking me out of the stream, guys, Steve, you did that to yourself. You took yourself out there. I didn't touch anything.
Hey, Steve going to run to Helga at Las Vegas.
Yeah, it's Helga. He's gonna run into Helga.
But I hope everyone's having a good day today. I hope everyone's having a good day. So there's that. Let's be honest here, man. There's not really that much going on this weekend in wrestling. Until today. Until fucking today. Bray Wyatt is somehow in the news. He missed last night's hey, what's going on, Astrid? How are you? Hey, my favorite people. What's going on, Astrid? Hope all is well with you.
Did this motherfucker take out my goddamn overlays?
Which one?
Why'd you take out Seth Rogen?
Listen, man, the intern, man. The new intern came in and he's a cleaning shop, man.
This is who Steve's gonna run into in Vegas when he's trying to go for the hose. Hey, you guys. That's who Steve. That's who they're gonna send you when you order off the cards. When you call the card, that's who they're sending to your hotel room.
There you go.
What?
He changed.
Oh.
Listen, man, we gotta clean. Listen, man, we
gotta clean
pictures. We needed pictures, man. We need a clean shop, brother. We got some big things going on in 2023. We have more announcements coming. All right, we got shows happening here. Matter of fact, Kate, as you guys know, he's the host of All Honor here on the Around the Point Network. Are you excited for next week for this Thursday's Ring of Honor, Kate? Are you excited, man?
When am I not excited for Ring of Honor, Steve?
What's happening? What's going on this Thursday on Ring of Honor? What's going on, man? She's gonna have a little surprise.
She's gonna have a little surprise for Steve. Like in Cult 45 by Afro Man, and she whooped at a dick that was bigger than mine.
Back to what I was asking, Kaden. What's going on this Thursday in Ring of Honor? What can people expect?
I don't. Wait, so they got I gotta like go off my memory for that show.
On vacation already.
Claudio Castagnoli is facing Willie Mack in a Proving Grounds match. Ooh. Athena is facing Hyann in a Proving Grounds match as well.
Give me a sec here.
I don't think they've announced matches.
Give me a sec, man. Give me a sec, Hayden. Take over for a little.
All right. Jinder Mahal, don't hinder the Jinder in the chat. Thank you, Jinder. We always appreciate when you come and join. We do love, even though Steve likes to make some racist comments about you and your family, we do love Jinder. We don't ever hinder the Jinder. So he's saying Vince was right. Bray was garbage. Trash emoji. Bray is not for me, but we'll get into the Bray Wyatt stuff a little later. We're gonna talk about all of that. J Max saying out of pocket, but okay. And I don't know which out of pocket thing you're talking about. There's a lot.
Yeah, we're back.
What is a Proving Ground match? So a Proving Ground match is kind of like a World Championship eliminator, where I think it's a 15 or 20 minute time limit that somebody has with a champion, and if they win, they will get a championship match down the road. So the only difference between that and a World Championship eliminator is, I believe, a World Championship eliminator has it's either a 20 or a 30 minute time limit, whereas this, I think, it's 15 or 20 minutes.
That's fine. You see, there's a couple things, and I've been watching again this new Ring of Honor. There's some things that
Ring of Honor, by the way. This is not a Tony Khan thing. This is from
I know, but there's some things that I've been watching from again this new Ring of Honor 2 episodes in, and again it's not bad. If there's a couple things I know it
That's
is
wrestling my show of the week
for what it is, right? There's some that would say, "Oh, I wish it was an hour show." I get that, you know what I mean, but what I wish Tony does, look, he's checking his hair. Look at him. He's using his camera. Look at this. He's like, yeah, my hair good. Yeah. It's all right, bro. It's all right. A couple of things I wish Tony would do with this. If he could bring back some old concepts for Ring of Honor, bring back the main thing. Two things, actually. The top prospect tournament and bring back survival of the fittest. I hope he brings that. I hope he brings those back in a later time in this new concept of Ring of Honor. But we shall see. Any of you that watched Ring of Honor from back in the day, you know what I'm talking about when I say survival of the fittest in the top prospect tournament. But the thing to be seen. Yeah, have you ever watched by any chance, Caden, the survival of the fittest tournament or
No.
a top
I have
prospect
barely
tournament?
watched old Ring of Honor.
So the top prospect tournament is when they'll bring some new up and coming talent, and the winner not only gets a contract, but they also get a shot at the TV title.
Pretty good idea.
And survival of the fittest is like this 2-day tournament where one match is like a 4-way, one match is like a six-way survivor match, and all the winners meet in one giant fatal 4-way at the end. Basically, what's going on? What's going on, Chief? J-Matt, Ring of Honor has been good. I was joking when I said no one watches.
I think a lot of people are watching. ROH is Tony's NXT Black and Gold. NXT Black and Gold was ROH. Like anybody who brings that up
on a budget.
It had money. It had a studio.
It was upscale. The Ring of Honor was
anybody
upscaled.
Like everybody who keeps saying that, like, guys, who do you guys think NXT Black and Gold stole it from? They literally took the Ring of Honor talent.
Yeah, like,
Tyler Black, first ever NXT champion. Tyler Black,
every talent.
Yeah, from NXT.
Every talent.
And Evolve. Tyler Black came from Ring of Honor. Samoa Joe came from Ring of Honor. Everybody, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, they all these fuckers. Even like look at Adam Cole.
Johnny Gargano came from Evolve. Yeah.
Johnny came from Evolve, but a lot of people like Roderick Strong, Ring of Honor. Everybody came from Ring of Honor. So that point that people keep making, I'm like, I understand what you're saying, but don't, like, some people have been using it as like a backhanded compliment. And like, oh, they're just stealing from Black and Gold. And like, Black and Gold stole from Ring of Honor.
To be fair, though, the setup looks like something from Full Sail back in the day. The setup.
I mean, it's like Full Sail Live.
But it's simple, though.
Similar building to that. It's basically just.
But it's simple though, and I like it. I like the new setup. I like it.
Yeah.
It's simple. It's, you know what I mean. It's very. It feels like you're at a wrestling show. You know what I mean. So I like that.
Yeah, it's a good setup. I really like it.
ROH with air conditioning with Black and Gold. Yeah, it really was. Steve, how much cream and sugar is in that coffee? No sugar at all. No sugar at all. ROH created a generation of ring generals. That's what I mean, the setup. Thank you, CPZ. So we were talking earlier about Bray Wyatt. WWE yesterday did a house show at MSG on the road to WrestleMania. And Bray Wyatt did not show up. It's got a lot of people talking online. Some are saying that Bray Wyatt walked out.
No, we got to address this first, Steve. Is it true that you rushed your dad buying a car so you could start the show on time?
No. I don't want to get because it's personal, but I'll fuck it. I don't hide for anything from you guys. So my goal was today to have my dad buy a new car today. I'm gonna take him to a dealer. Like, hey man, like, and I told him, bro, you deserve a new car. You deserve not even a new car. Cause he wants a used car. He wants a used car that get from point A to point B. And I told him, bro, listen, you can buy yourself a good used car. You deserve it. You worked hard enough. You deserve it, right? He's retired and shit, right? And my objective was to take him to a dealer today. Had that happened, this show would not be happening today. And then he's like, no, I'm just going to rent a car today. I'm going to rent a car. And then when the time's up, we'll buy a new one. I'm like, all right, cool. No problem.
You were like, you can't buy a car today. I got to get the kitchen open.
Not even.
I got to make some sushi.
Not even, no. That's what happened today. the other day, listen, man, I'm not gonna, persuade my dad. It is what it is. Again, what can I tell you? At the end of the day, a car is a car. So there's that. So like I said, yeah, on Saturday his car went kaput, and there's that. What's so funny?
Chase goes, Steve.
What about it?
I don't know. I'm waiting to see what else he's typing in the chat.
But why are you laughing though? Like, bro, I'm just telling you what's going on and shit. That's it.
It's funny.
No, it's not. It is what it is, bro.
The conversation today was hilarious in the chat.
Yeah, because a lot of you fuckers jump to conclusions and shit.
Steve, oh my god,
bro, I'm just saying, bro. I'm trying to do a fucking show,
bro. You don't need to be a little bitch about this.
No, I'm not being a little bitch about it. I'm not being a little bitch about it.
We're making.
But you brought it up though, bro.
Steve,
but you brought the fucking joke.
Why are you getting so upset about it?
You brought the fucking joke.
Okay, and why are you so mad about it?
Fucking move on, bro.
God, it's a joke.
Let's fucking move on, bro.
CPZ's here for the World Star.
It's fine.
Oh, Chase wants to know how much cream's in the coffee.
A little bit. But seriously, can we please just fucking move on?
I got some coffee right here.
That's wonderful to know, bro. It's wonderful to fucking know.
Let's talk about oogly boogly.
Exactly what I'm trying to fucking do here, bro.
Dude, go then. I'm not holding you up.
And I said, what happened? Look, yeah, he missed the house show.
He missed the house show.
Yes, and people are assuming that he walked out.
So, let me run this over. Here's what happened. Bray Wyatt was advertised last night. Got to be careful about how I phrase this. Bray Wyatt missed a house show last night in Madison Square Garden. People were reporting, and people I trust it was Wrestle Purists. Just going to put that out there. Backup Hangman, Wrestle Purists were reporting that he's out. He had creative differences. Sean and Will Washington kind of shut that down very quickly. They didn't straight up shut it down. They did with this recent post from Fightful Select. And I'm not going to read the whole thing because I'm going to be honest, guys. I'm trying to get paid by Fightful. Please go subscribe because I need money so I want to get paid. Like, I'm going to be real with y'all. I don't lie to y'all about that shit. We need subscribers, and that's how I get paid.
You had to bring that up here, bro.
Yeah, Steve, I'm trying to get fucking paid, okay? Like, I'm going to be real about it.
Dude.
We're about to read the report. I'm not going to read the whole thing because I want people listening to go subscribe so I can try to get paid. Yeah, I'm going to be fucking real about it. So basically, the gist of it was that there were rumors that Wyatt had walked out due to creative issues, but thus far we have not gained information that would confirm that and have not been told from anyone in the company thus far. In fact, one of their sources actually did deny it, straight up denying it. They said that he was pulled from SmackDown and other live events due to physical issues. And then there were also other stuff in this that makes me feel like this is bullshit, that this is PR. Because Bray Wyatt has not been planned for creative for SmackDown, the last 2 episodes of SmackDown, for Raws, and the Bray Wyatt and Uncle Howdy gear are normally sent to SmackDown, but they have not been for the last 2 episodes. So, Steve, I'm going to ask you something, but I want to say this first. I did some talking today to people.
Okay.
And I'm not going to obviously not, there's some stuff I can't talk about, but I did some talking today. And I personally believe that this is a little bit of PR bullshit. Bray Wyatt has worked 2 matches in 15 months. One of them, he was released in late 2021, and I don't even know how many times he wrestled before he was released because he wasn't on TV. He wrestled the 3-minute match that would not have caused any injury issues. And a lot of people know Bray Wyatt is not the best at handling creative issues. When people shit on his shit, he can get a little bit into his feelings, which we've all been there. But that's just the reality of the situation. Is Bray can get a little butthurt, to say it. I guess that's even saying it nicely. He can get a little upset, and it can hurt his feelings. Does not handle adversity well, from what I've been told. I'm not reporting that, just saying what I've heard, and a lot of people know too, and a lot of people talk about it. Like I talked to Chase about this earlier today. He's known for that. I think the physical activity thing might be a little bit of PR bullshit, trying to work. I'm not saying that Sean got worked on this report. I'm saying I think he might have.
Physical.
I think it's bullshit.
But physical, that's what they're saying.
Physical. They're saying they're not even saying injury. A physical issue is the exact words.
So it could be, when you say physical, it could be weight issue, right? Or it could be, hey, medical issue. Again, physical, right? Could be blood.
Physical.
Could be
physical issue. So like Chase has pointed out, I'm just saying in shape with even with injuries and stuff. And I mean, Bray worked that one match in MSG a few months ago, and he broke his finger in that match back in December. One match, he broke his thumb. So I'm not going to speculate and say I 100% believe it's bullshit. I'm saying personally, I think that they might, I'm not saying that he's not injured. I think there's more to this story than just simply he's injured. I think there's way more to it. I don't think it's as cut and dry as he walked out. They released him, that he is injured, that he's pulled off of WrestleMania. I think he is pulled off of WrestleMania, to be perfectly honest. I don't think he's working WrestleMania, but I think that there's a lot more to this than what we're being led to believe by WWE sources.
It's possible. I'm not saying that what being said isn't true. Let's be real about it. Has anyone been
this motherfucker just walked right into my shot. Sorry, Steve. Keep going.
It's okay.
My friend just woke up. It's 4:30. My friend just woke up.
Hey, man. Part-time partying, brother. I was there before. I've been there.
Oh, now he's going to go smoke a joint.
Hey, man.
Oh, never mind. He's feeding the cats, then he'll smoke a joint.
You should have some of that.
I don't smoke, Steve. We've been over this.
Hey, man. Start somehow. I just checked on CageNet. Bray's had 12 matches, 8 house shows, 3 dark matches, and 1 pay-per-view match.
Give me a second. I'm gonna go ahead and talk, Steve, and give your opinion on this. And while we do that, I'll do some research as well.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm not saying that what they're saying isn't true or anything like that. It's possible, but at the same time, just drop my vape anyway. Is there anyone out there right now? And again, I said this a few weeks ago. Is there anyone out there clamoring for Bray Wyatt right now? Let's be real about it. The guy's been back since what? Back in October?
He returned, I believe it was October
Extreme
7th
Rules.
or 8th.
Extreme Rules, basically, right? It's been what?
Yeah. It was end of Extreme Rules after the cage match.
So we're talking here, what? November, December, January, February, March. It's been 5 months. 5 months almost, 6 months about to be, right? Some would say.
Yeah.
He doesn't shit. All he's done is spoken. Did 1 pay-per-view match with LA Knight, which was dog shit.
It ran 5 minutes.
Yes, where he was at fucking and Big Mike is here. What's going on, Big Mike?
Yo, what's happening?
What's going on, brother? How are you?
I'm all right.
Alrighty. So
I'm gonna show respect to Romeo here, saying he loves Bray, and then let's not act like Bray don't have any fans. Gets consistently loud pops.
He does.
That is true. I do think Bray does get consistently loud pops, but I also think that from what what I noticed with WWE audiences is listen to what they pop for, because it's not what you would expect pops for. It's typically acts that have been around for 10 years. People who are I've noticed, I don't think Bianca gets as like I think she gets decent pops, but I don't typically hear loud pops.
Oh, she gets pops. She gets pops, dude.
Not as loud as some other people.
It's not as loud as it used to be, but she still gets pops.
I don't think Bailey doesn't get a pop. Damage Control, they don't get pops, although they've been booked like shit.
She's dry, yeah.
Lita got. I thought Trish's pop when she returned. I thought Trish's pop was horrible. I thought that was an awful pop. Cena gets a pop. Theory doesn't really get much of a reaction because they remember, guys. I've been told this. I've gotten this confirmed by sources. They pipe in for the entrances.
Wheeler Yuta gets loud pops too.
He legitimately does actually. Like, but Bianca and Becky, we don't know what they're the weird thing is that we don't know who really gets pops because they pipe in for entrances. So those Bray pops might legitimately be just piped in noises. You got to pay attention to how people are going to be during their match. And the people who I notice consistently getting good crowd reactions are people who have been around for 10 years, like Seth Rollins, Roman Reigns. Cody Rhodes is an exception, but he's still Cody Rhodes. People still know who the dude is because he was around 10 years ago. Maybe he wasn't in the best spot, but he still was around. People who have only been around for 5 years, I don't know who. I know they pipe in for almost every single entrance. I know that. I have been told that. I just don't know who's fully piped in and who isn't, because I know that they pipe in a lot, and it does sound it can sound natural, but they pipe in.
AKA Yanni.
Yanni, yes. Yanni gets crickets nowadays.
Yeah, there's some people that just don't even worry about it.
That's why tomorrow he's going back home. Tomorrow's his homecoming. He's going home. He's going home.
Like I always talk about for NXT, like we have to fill out a Google Doc to get in. And on the Google Doc this week, it was just a picture of Johnny Gargano.
Walter writes here. I'm being serious too, LOL. I went to Rampage show and Wheeler got one of the loudest pops of the night.
Yeah, I've said that multiple
times. Hashtag AEW Rampage after it. Like, no one's watching that, dude. Yeah. Stop.
It's his favorite clip. He loves it.
It's weird, but he gets really good pops. He gets really good pops.
I'll be honest about that.
Because I think he's got a lot of fans outside of y'all. Like, y'all don't like him. I love him, and I like everybody I talk to who I go to shows with. They all love him too.
Either thing, right? And not that people don't like Wheeler Yuta. He's an amazing. Listen, he again.
Romeo fucking hates that dude.
The bell rings. All right, he does his thing in the ring.
Not according to Romeo. Romeo thinks he's boring.
It's just his presentation.
I think the heel presentation is pretty good.
I don't buy it. Like, you look, here's the thing, and I said this a long time ago about wrestlers. Like, back in the day, wrestlers had this believability that, oh my God, this motherfucker can kick your ass. This motherfucker can kick your ass. I'll be honest. I feel like if I see Wheeler Yuta, I can probably size him up.
I'm gonna be real with you, Steve.
I know he has an MMA background.
I don't think you could take a single wrestler.
You'd be surprised, man.
Maybe like 2 people. But especially if you're in the Blackpool Combat Club, you ain't taking anybody in that club.
But you get but you get what I'm saying.
I can't take a single wrestler, bro. And I'm dang near 400 pounds.
If Mike
I can't take a wrestler, bro. I cannot take a wrestler.
Steve, I'm pretty sure I'm taller than you, and I can't take a wrestler. You can't take a wrestler. But
you get the gist is presentation, believability.
Okay, but still, like you're out here saying you could take Wheeler Yuta. No, you fucking can't.
Probably not. But I probably would try. And if I fall, I fall.
Okay, so now you're taking it back. You literally just said, "Oh, I could take Wheeler Yuta." Now you're like, maybe not."
If you put Wheeler wrestling with dominant personality, you'd have a star. Steve versus Yuta, book it. In a cook-off, in a fucking cook-off. Why not?
All right, back. Let's run this
back. Let's bring it back. Let's bring it back.
I want to ask Mike about this. So, Mike, we talked a little bit before you got on about Bray, right? The reports from backup Hangman Russell Purist saying that he did walk out over creative issues. I've been told, and a lot of people understand, that he does not handle criticism well, and he tends to quit as soon as possible. And then Fightful put out the report that there's a physical issue that they were told by WWE sources. So my question for you, Mike, is Do you think that this might be WWE PR telling Fightful, hey, it's just an issue. It's just a physical issue. There's not really anything here, but that maybe there's smoke to the fire. Maybe there is an issue.
Yeah, sounds like a smoke screen. I mean, maybe he does not. Maybe he was pissed that he couldn't get Brock Lesnar for Mania. Maybe he's just pissed.
Probably is.
We saw it. We saw it. Unfortunately, it all happened in one fair swoop when Brody Lee died, Mr. Brody Lee, and then there were some creative issues there as well with the Fiend gimmick. So it was all one fell swoop. So he was depressed 2 times over. So that's why he left. And then eventually they came back.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can totally see that. I can totally see it being a smokescreen. Just to keep the fans down because we've seen it before. So
I just think
for a second.
But we're talking physical, man. Physical.
I don't like the way you're phrasing that. I'm gonna be honest.
Physical. No. Like again, it could mean anything. Like who knows? Maybe
I gotta say my boy Matthew Ray Walt.
Nah, I can't take him. Hell,
that man's jacked. That man is jacked.
That man is.
I was with him yesterday. He is jacked.
And he's one. And honestly, yo, and not for nothing, I know we don't watch Impact, and we'll talk about Impact in a little bit because there's been some news on Impact. I love that commentary team. Love it.
Yeah, I love Ray Wall. I think he's a great commentator.
Him and I'm a call by his old name.
Hannafin.
Yeah. What's his name again?
Tom Hannafin.
Yes, I'm sorry. I just call him Tom Phillips, but you get what I'm saying. Love that duo.
Same first name, Tom.
Love those guys.
Great. One of the best commentary duos right now in wrestling.
Yes, it is. It is. Absolutely.
I think any duo in wrestling that is not anything that has to do with Jim Ross or the Little Irishman are good duos.
Little Irishman.
From Raw. The Little Irishman, Kevin Patrick.
With him, it's hit and miss. I'll be honest. With him,
I think he's dog shit.
To me, with him, it's hit and miss. You know what? That's just me. It's hit and miss. Again, I don't mind. I know there are people that I've heard say, "Oh, it's the accent, this and that." I'm like, nah, bro.
I just don't think he's charismatic.
I mean, you want to see not charismatic? Remember Adnan Virk?
Oh, he was, but he just didn't know about wrestling. That was the issue. Was Adnan Virk knew nothing about wrestling?
But if you had to pick your poison, pick your poison.
Nick Khan threw him in because he was like, "Oh, he's a good commentator from what was it, baseball or MMA, something like that." It was MMA.
He was
because Jimmy was from baseball.
No, Jimmy Smith was from MMA.
Oh, okay. So Jimmy was from MMA and Adnan was from baseball. Okay.
Yes.
Wait. Did CPZ Lovett really just said that you could take Zack Sabre Jr.?
That dude will pretzel me up and it's over, bro.
None of us could take Zack Sabre Jr. He beat the fuck out of you. Y'all don't understand that this guy is a legit wrestler. He will beat the shit out of you.
And he's a grappler.
Yes.
Imagine him.
I think people don't understand how much grapplers can actually do to you in a real fight.
Bro, they can. Bro, jiu-jitsu, bro. I guarantee you his jiu-jitsu game is probably. I'm not saying I don't know if he's a black belt or not. I don't know where he stands. But there's that. For all we know, who to say it's a medical thing. A physical, right? Maybe he has, there's blood work. You know what I mean? That could be.
I think it's a smoke screen. It's a smoke screen.
That could be too. Because it goes back to what I said. It goes back to what I was saying. I know there's some folks out there who love Bray Wyatt. The whole presentation, and I get that. The bell ring.
Hey, one more update. In an update on the Bray Wyatt story, WWE Creative was told in recent weeks that Bray had been sidelined with an illness. There's no timetable on his return as of now, but they didn't expect it to be long-term when they got the news. He has not been at recent WWE live events or television. He also wasn't on the internal MSG rundown as of Friday. Again, if he wasn't on the internal run sheet and you thought that he was going to be out of action, why would you promote the dude? I think there's more here.
Probably is. And again, it's kind of crazy because WrestleMania is like what? Less than 2 weeks, almost less than 3 weeks. Less than 3 weeks from now.
I leave 2 weeks from Wednesday is when I leave for Los Angeles.
So WrestleMania is around the corner. You advertise him for a match with, again, Bobby Lashley. Now, again, not the most preferred match on the card or not one of the most preferred matches on the card. And it's just one of those things where if you're Bobby Lashley right now, I know Romeo said this in our group chat earlier. Bobby Lashley has to be happy as fuck right now. What's going on, Big Mike?
Yeah, I was looking at stuff. It's football stuff. I'm sorry.
No. So it goes back to what Jay says here. He needs to wash his hands before he eats, bro. Talk about Bray Wyatt. I'm assuming.
Bray Wyatt.
We don't know. Bray got to stop eating gas station food. JoJo not disinfecting the bed sheets.
Wow.
I mean, again, we don't know what it is. We don't know the situation. And for all we know, it could be a smoke screen. It could be a cover up. But like Kaden said earlier, Bray's known to, have a fit when creative doesn't go his way. And we can all agree here right now that this current creative is not it. It's not it. I do also know that he has a horror movie coming out, right? That he filmed while he was gone.
I don't fucking know, man.
There's talk that he has like a horror movie coming out that he filmed, I guess, when he was released and all that stuff. So I think, honestly, dude, if I'm gonna be honest, there you go. Bray has a creative flu.
Basically.
I ain't eating chicken at the White household. That's for sure. That's for sure. But yeah, man, WWE got to get their shit together because guess what? WrestleMania is around the corner, and if Bray's out, yes, I don't know for Bobby Lashley. Oh yeah, he's not gonna have his match. All the fuck you want, but at the same time, you fuck him up because he's not gonna have a WrestleMania, a feature at all.
Who, Lashley?
Yeah, think about it.
I say, I forget who said it. It was either Romeo or Chase. Put him in the dang IC title.
Make it a 4-way.
Make it a 4-way. Make it a triple threat. John Cena, Theory, and Lashley.
Y'all, Bray's gonna go to Impact and get paid $1,000 in a hot dog.
No, but you know what though? I'm sure Anthem has the money.
No, they don't.
I mean, we don't know.
No, they don't. Oh, I know. They don't have the money.
You know their books?
They couldn't re-sign Good Brothers. They can't sign Bray.
You checked their books?
Yeah. I actually know for a fact that they have shit. They don't have money.
Well, listen, they have cryptocurrency.
Impact was on a hiring freeze last year. They couldn't hire anybody.
Listen, Impact, I'm sure they'll throw Bray an EBT card. You know what I mean? Hey, man, here's your food stamp card. Here's cryptocurrency.
They're not paying Bray. Guys, they don't even have enough money to afford a phone call.
How much Anthem have?
Not enough to afford fucking Bray Wyatt. Because remember, it's not Anthem, it's Impact. Impact's parent company is Anthem, but that's not the same fucking thing. Like, Bushiroad is the parent company for New Japan Pro Wrestling and for Stardom, but that doesn't mean that because Bushiroad has a shit ton of money that therefore New Japan has the money or Stardom has the money. Why do you think people said that Mercedes can't sign long term in Japan? Because they can't afford her. Bushiroad probably could.
Anthem said they want to help Impact. So
they can say it all they want, but they're not. Impact isn't making money. They don't have a TV deal. You make all your money off of a TV deal. Here's the issue. Fair, you don't have a TV deal.
Aren't they on Access TV? Well, wait a minute.
You know who owns Access TV?
Anthem.
Exactly. They don't have a TV deal.
Technically,
Steve
if you want to be technical,
so let's
yes,
say WWE got bought by NBC, right?
yes.
And WWE was then on NBC. It stays on USA, right? Raw stays on USA. They don't have a TV deal anymore. They're not getting that external revenue. You're not getting that revenue stream.
You were letting me finish. I'll say, yeah, they have, but kind of technically, that's what I was trying to get to.
You can't. It's not a TV deal because you're not. But it's not a TV deal because you're not signing a deal with anybody. You're just putting it on your own channel. You're not making any external revenue off of that, like you would if it was on Spike. You're going to get an extra amount of money.
But I'm glad you brought up Impact. I'm glad you brought them up. Well, we kind of brought them up, right? We're talking about Impact here too. So Impact did a lot of changes in positions of management behind the scenes here. So this is coming from them. So they have a new president of Anthem Sports Group. That's Richard Schaefer. Scott D'Amore is now promoted to president of Impact Wrestling. Lou D'Angeli joins Anthem as vice president of marketing. Anthem will aggressively pursue additional acquisitions in combat sports and professional wrestling. Richard Schaefer, who I mentioned earlier, is ex-CEO of Golden Boy Promotion, and his background will leverage to establish a boxing promotion platform. And just for further, in case you're wondering, Ed Norham, the former Impact president, is now chief corporate officer of Anthem. That's basically the whole swap in position. Again, good for them, but they still need a buzz. You know? Yeah, Schaefer is such a bum. That too.
Wait, CPZ said, I feel like you're speaking from little to zero knowledge. I know executives at Anthem, guys.
Do you really?
Yes, I'm friends with an executive at Anthem.
The people I just mentioned?
No, nobody you mentioned.
The people, the name that I just mentioned a couple moments ago?
Nobody mentioned.
You don't know Ed?
I'm not a fucking idiot. I know, like, if you own the channel, how the fuck are you making money? Explain that to me.
Don't they also have international deals? They also have international deals.
Maybe, but you make all your money. You're like AEW, right? AEW just signed those deals with DAZN and ESPN in Australia. But again, you're not going to make much money from those because it's international. It's not as many people that are watching wrestling internationally. You're going to make most of your money stateside in those TV deals because first off, they also have more money. So like, I don't understand how wrestling fans can't comprehend sometimes that 90% of the money you make is from your TV deals. You don't make a shit ton of money back on on weekly TV. You don't make a lot of money back on weekly. Sorry,
why? You know why?
Why?
80% of wrestling fans aren't journalists.
That's true. I mean, not even 80%. I was like 99% of wrestling fans aren't journalists.
Yeah.
Or understand the economy. So
correct.
I think people don't understand. And like Mike said, some people don't get it. I don't know how the fuck Impact's making money. And other people, like Sean has said this too. I don't get it. You make almost all of your money from the TV rights deals. You're not going to like some gates. You'll make a good amount of money on some gates. But most weekly television, you're not going to make a lot because that's why WWE does not run television out of the United Center because they're not going to make their money back on it. AEW has only ever ran out of the United Center twice because they knew they'd make at least a little bit of money off of it. And if they didn't, it was still going to be worth it. I don't even necessarily know if they made their money back for Forbidden Door or for that first Rampage. I have not gotten confirmed on that yet. I've heard that they might not have. Like AEW has still never made a profit. I don't know if they did last year, but from what I understand, they've been spending so much money. They've been hemorrhaging money on this video game that even with their TV rights deal, they're not making enough. That's why they need that huge raise in the second TV rights deal. WWE makes, $2 billion right now concurrently in TV rights deals. They're worth $6.8 billion or $6.5 billion. That's about a fourth of their money coming straight up just from TV rights. That's a fourth of their profit. And then I would say probably another fourth is likely merch sales. And then the rest is whatever you want to fill in over all these other little things that you add in here and there that makes them their money. They make a shitload of money from the TV rights deals. That's why if you go look at the stock, when the WWE stock skyrocketed when they signed those deals back in 2017, 2018, when they were working on those deals. So take away a TV rights deal, you're going to lose a lot. You're not going to make as much money. Impact does not have a TV rights deal. They're not going to make that money. And even if they had even a cheap TV rights deal, they would still make something. That's why when MLW, like Reels isn't that big of a deal, but it still got them on a platform. It still got them doing something and making a little bit of money off of that Reels deal for 10 weeks. So
Yes.
when you're on your channel that you own, how are you going to make money off of it? Who's paying you for that? And plus, they don't show commercials. They show access commercials. So they don't even show commercials for Hyundai, for Burger King, for your local mom and pop fix up a car shop, like Pet Boys or whatever. They don't show that shit.
That boys will
They show whatever else is on
anything
access.
for
So
less.
they don't even make commercial revenue money.
We
They
we-
make all of their money off of pay-per-view buys and from live event ticket sales and merchandise. Those are their three
Canada
money.
Jungle Boy should form a tag team. Maybe call it Jungle Rage.
Sure. They just don't make a lot of money, and all their money a lot of it goes back to like that's why they don't. Guys, go look up how much they're paying.
Like Mike killing that cranberry.
They're not paying people a lot, and there's a reason they're not paying people a lot. It's because nobody else signed them. Why do you think Mickie James isn't signed?
Well, I think a lot of folks aren't signed.
Taya Valkyrie not signed on Impact.
She might be on her way on Wednesday nights. She might be.
She might be heading to Mondays
Or Wednesday nights.
Can I ask a question?
Sure, go on, Mike. Go on, Mike. Ask your question.
What led up to this conversation?
So we're talking about Impact. We're talking about so the big news came out today that a lot of positions were changed in Impact management.
Okay.
So
Checkopedia saying, I find it funny how people say Fox doesn't want to renew WWE. If that's true, then why do they want NXT and SmackDown? Not buying the rumors of them wanting to drop WWE. I have not heard that they want NXT and SmackDown. I have also heard from a few sources that they actually are not going to renew. But Fox says that they're going to renew. But it's important to remember that a lot of that's PR. Never take what I always like. I like to tell people, never take what an executive says at its face value. Add in a little bit of a grain of salt, or not even a big. Like I would say, like add in like a good tablespoon of salt in there, because you don't. They fucking lie. They have to lie. Why would you just straight up be like, "Oh, we're not going to renew them"? It's going to fuck you over. They probably want to redo it for cheap. They didn't make money. Fox lost a shit ton of money from that deal. They shouldn't renew it. Like Fox realistically should not renew that deal. Although my question is, first off, they can't redo it for the same amount of money. They're going to have to redo it for cheaper. And then the second part is, I don't know if Fox will fill that void. So that might be why they do want to renew. Is maybe they're losing money, but will they lose more money if they do something else?
yes, ask the UFC how that Fox deal went. Yeah, that too. So where were we? Where were we here?
Whoever's hearing that Taya might be Jade, I don't know what the fuck you're hearing, because that's not going to happen.
You don't think Taya Valkyrie will make her way on Wednesday nights?
Taya Valkyrie might make her way on Wednesday in Canada, but she ain't going to beat Jade. That's Chris Statlander.
So it's like a one-time. So it's a one-time thing.
It'll be another edition. It'll be 54-0, 55-0, however many Jade's at now. It's just going to be somebody for her to beat in Canada and get that heel heat.
But what I'm asking for, so let's assume for a second it is Taya Valkyrie on Wednesday, right?
Yeah.
Answering the challenge. So it's a one-night thing. It's not like we're not like expecting a graphic.
I don't know, but I think we are getting the graphic.
Okay. Chris Statlander, no. What happened to Johnny Elite?
He was just there on a per appearance basis.
Chris Statlander, no thanks.
When they announced that, I think they had somebody else in mind. I think they actually did have Johnny Gargano, and they had to find somebody else like they did with the Mercedes Moné stuff.
Hey, man. What can I say?
Which Tony kind of admitted during the press conference on Revolution that it was Mercedes Moné, and they just couldn't lock her down. He like kind of admitted that without admitting it.
Since you bring it up AEW, I know AEW today issued an announcement. Not one of those announcements. Not one of those big announcements. That Tony would go crazy with. No, they put on Twitter today, 5 hours ago, and quote, due to network scheduling, the Rampage show leading to Double or Nothing will now air on Saturday, May 27th at 10 p.m. Eastern, or after the NBA Conference Finals on TNT. Tickets go on sale this Friday, March 17th. And on their press release, they said, with the new timing and subsequent production requirements, AEW Rampage will now take place immediately following Dynamite from the MGM Grand on Wednesday, May 24th.
Basically, they canceled live Rampage because they're airing it a day later.
Yes, because they don't want to fucking and I get it. They don't want people.
They don't want to pay the venue twice,
and they don't want people to stay there again. Let's say for it, because you got to remember, a lot of folks traveling from Vegas, that may have other things going on that day. They don't want to be stuck there, if they got plans after the show. So I get it. Makes a lot of sense.
I would have still ran it. I would have ran it. You can tape Rampage after Dynamite. I don't know how much that Dynamite is going to sell, because typically the Dynamites before pay-per-views do not do that well because they run it in the same city and people are not yet in the city. Like me, Steve, you and Chase are going to go. We're not going to get there until Friday. And we were going to go to Rampage. A lot of people will go to the Rampages don't sell incredibly well, but like this one for Evolution didn't sell that well because it was at the Cow Palace. That's a little bit of ways away. Like it's gonna take a little bit from San Francisco to get out there. Like it's not in downtown San Francisco. It's like just outside. I thought All Out sold fairly well because there's nothing else to do in Hoffman Estates. So you're basically out in Hoffman Estates. The one before Orlando sold fairly well. Last year, Revolution. And I thought Full Gears didn't sell that bad, Steve. I thought that it sold fairly well when we were there.
They looked like it to me. Pretty well. Did it look like when I was there? Shit, look, that's a lot of empty seats.
Well, there's gonna be a lot of empty seats, but if you you're running a 10,000 seat venue at MGM Grand,
but also
it's not a 20,000 seater like The Rock.
And also factor in for Full Gear that the Rampage before Full Gear, you're in the tri-state. Just factor that in mind. The tri-state is your passionate, rabid fan base. You would have expected, okay, these guys want to see AEW. A lot of these folks
are running Newark, right? How many people want to go out to Newark?
You'd be surprised, bro. You'd be surprised. There's people that will make the trip. I remember that first Dynamite at Prudential, bro. People made the trip from Philly.
There's the difference between running your first ever Dynamite there and running a Rampage that doesn't have a great card. But if you put a good card on Rampage, people will go to Rampage. They just don't ever do it.
They just don't.
They've accustomed you to thinking that the live Rampages are shit. I would have still, I don't know how much it was going to cost, which is another thing. I don't know. I would have still ran it. And if you didn't want to tape Rampage and you wanted to tape it on Dynamite, fine, do that. But I would have had them still run something that night, like dark tapings, house show, whatever. Get stars who are not working the pay-per-view on the show. Or even people who are going to work the pay-per-view, get them in like squash matches to get people to see the stars. Because now you're in a situation where you're going to run Las Vegas 5 days before your pay-per-view.
Thank you, Chase.
And
the MGM Grand is expensive. It is.
They could have found they could have run Michelob Ultra if they really wanted to. I don't know why they're not running Michelob Ultra again. I'm surprised about that. I think it's a cheaper venue.
Or Mandalay Bay.
Yeah, Mandalay. It's Michelob Ultra at Mandalay Bay.
Which is, I think,
that they're going to run into an issue where I think that when you have those shows in a row, people will say, maybe I will fly in Wednesday morning and I go to the Dynamite and I just stay for a few extra days. Now, I don't think people are going to do that as much. And I'm very worried about what they're going to sell on that Dynamite going in, because Vegas is a traveling city. You got to travel for those shows. And I don't know how many people are going to want to travel and just chill in Vegas for like wrestling fans that are going to want to chill in Vegas for 5 days with no wrestling shows.
Me surprised.
On the most expensive weekend of the year.
Say that again to add a little issue, but say that last part again. That last part about most shows and all. Say the last part again.
Are you like queuing up for something?
Oh, no, I had like a little. No, I'm not. I'm dead ass. I'm not.
No, so I was saying like when you have no shows for 5 days, I don't know how many people are going to want to fly in and go to that Dynamite and then wait Thursday, wait Friday, wait Saturday, and then you get your show Sunday.
But I think also, and I get what you're saying, but you also got to factor in, people that are flying in. Oh shit, we're in Las Vegas. There's so much shit to do. Now, if you're not even
wrestling fans,
that's fine, and that's them. But again, there's a lot of fans out there that are gonna go out there Memorial Day weekend. Hey, you're there for a couple of days. You're in Vegas. Have a good time.
But here's the thing, Steve. It's Memorial Day weekend. That's the most expensive weekend of the year to go to Las Vegas, or one of the most expensive.
And I'm also sure.
But what I'm trying to say, Steve, is that my point of this specifically is that if there is no show on that Friday, and there's a fan who's like, you know what, maybe I'll just spend the money because I can go to Wednesday, Friday, Sunday. I can go to all 3 shows. And that's worth it for me because I'm a heavy wrestling fan. I'm a diehard fan. I want to go to all these 3 wrestling shows. That's my one trip of the year. Then they go, well, they're not running a show on Friday. Maybe I shouldn't go Wednesday. Maybe I'll just spend my money or save my money. And I'll just fly in for a day and I'll just go to Sunday. What is the point? If you're not a gambler like me, I can't gamble. I can't drink. So I'm already going to go because I'm going with y'all. But if I was going by myself, what's the point of me flying in now Friday morning what's the point of me if I wanted to go to Dynamite and I wanted to hit up Dynamite, Rampage, and Double or Nothing? What would now keep me saying maybe I should go to Dynamite? Now if I was booking and I wanted, because I did debate it for a little bit, I was like, oh, maybe I will go to Dynamite and then I can go to Rampage. Now that's immediately out the window. There's no point in me doing that because there's no Rampage. There's no Rampage anymore. So why would I do that? I think it's going to hurt their sales on that Wednesday show. And I could be completely wrong, but I think it's going to harm their sales.
Question. And I agree. Yeah, it will harm their sales. But do you know by any chance, I know you follow it more than all of us here would here, right?
Yeah.
Do you know by any chance if Stephanie McMahon's good friend Brett Lauderdale is running shows that weekend?
If they haven't announced it, they very likely will. And they'll run Saturday. So last year, Black Label Pro ran Friday, and then GCW ran Saturday.
So I'm pretty sure again, it's still early to announce it. I'm pretty sure within the next show or two, possibly. I'm not saying it will.
It might be announced. It might. I just don't.
It
know.
might. So if that is so if those are announced, then it's possible. Again, like you said, there's that wrestling fan that doesn't gamble, that probably never, took a sip of liquor, what have you, in their lives,
and
whatever
not
it may
even
be.
That. Maybe they just can't. Like they're like
they're on a budget. They're on a budget, right? By now, hey, let's hope that Black Label Pro, like you mentioned, or GCW, or I don't know, another.
Even then, they can only hold 200 to 300 people, right? They're not going to hold 10,000 people. That MGM.
Was that promotion in Las Vegas? That promotion?
I know what you're talking about.
WSF, I think it's called, right?
Is it WSX?
WSF or I know that's where Solo Sokoa came from. That was the Fed that he came from.
That's where Chris Bay came out of.
That's who. I'm sure they'll run a show. Again, there's a lot of stuff happening, right? So lots of happening.
Yeah. So Chase pointing out, you got to factor on the strip. That night will be $300 a night. Add in wrestling tickets. And that's the thing. I think that it might harm because people that are going to go to that Dynamite are going to be traveling in. And I think there's a lot of people who decided, maybe I'm just going to go in Friday. Or maybe I'll go in Saturday morning. And that way I don't have to worry about paying as much, because what's the point of me flying in and chilling for 3 days doing jack fucking shit? and spending a shit ton of money. All right. Can I put this person in timeout?
1 second, Caden.
Can I do that?
Hold my beer.
Okay.
There you go.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Yeah, fuck you.
No. Listen, just keep it going. Keep it going. Keep it head high, bro.
It's just a lot of money. Like even now, I'm like, maybe I just fly in Saturday morning. It's gonna save me a little bit, and I can fly in Saturday and still have a great time, and it's gonna save me a little bit of money. Like I'm definitely considering that. And even then, I had considered maybe I do fly in Wednesday and I save up a shit ton of money, and I can go to Dynamite and go Thursday and just chill, and I can go Friday to Rampage, and maybe there's not a lot I can do, but it gives me it gives me a week where I can just go on a nice vacation. And now I don't have to worry about that. I think it's just going to hurt them.
But we shall see, man. We shall see what's going to happen.
On sale Friday, so we'll
see
how they sell.
Take this one day at a time here, and who's to say, man? Again, hopefully these indie promotions run a show here and there, and
yeah,
we'll see how they go about it. You know,
I'm doing one last little sweep. If y'all have any questions, drop them in the chat.
Drop them in the chat. Drop your questions.
So Fet, this is actually something I actually did really want to talk about. So your thoughts on the MLW lawsuit? It's not a new lawsuit. This was filed about a year ago when they first filed this. It was a while ago, and it took and WWE is known for delaying. But here's the thing: Court Bauer's got the fucking money. He's gonna fight you, and Court fought it. The court, not Court Bauer, the other court, the legal court, came back and said, y'all got 7 to 10 days to revise this. Go revise, because this is stupid. And they revised. They did. They didn't drop their suit. They feel confident in what they have, and they're still going. And now it's time to see what the judge thinks of this revision. If the judge doesn't like it, then I think it's done and we're over. But if it does get into court and it is tried, I genuinely believe that MLW might have a case, because I think that they're filing for WWE violating antitrust laws. And if this gets accepted, there's going to be, and here's what WWE does not want. They don't want the discovery period. How much is going to get discovered in the discovery period? It's the same thing same thing I feel about the what's his fucking name? The quarterback from Green Bay, the bitch boy. Mike.
Aaron Rodgers.
No, the other one, the one who's suing people.
Oh, Brett Favre.
Yeah, Brett Favre's suing people. I think that he was expecting everybody to back down, and he still wants them to back down, because once you get into discovery period, you're going to find a lot of shit. And I think that WWE is very afraid of getting into that period, and they're trying their best to throw this case out. And
all I know is, I'm going to say this about the whole thing real quick. I've heard what's been going on at this stage of the game. I'm just going to sit back and watch all this play out from the distance.
I'll say this as a wrestling fan, you should want the discovery period. You should want this to go.
I'm just going to sit back and watch this play out.
Yeah, for what I'm saying, like in my personal opinion, I think as a wrestling
fan or no fan, I'm just gonna.
Yeah, that's fine, Steve. I'm saying, like, in my opinion, I think us as wrestling fans, we should want. First off, we're content creators. We want the content to talk about. That's already an inherent thing. We all want this to go to court, because then we get content. Just going to be real with y'all. That's a good thing for us. We get shit to talk about. The other part of this too is that if this goes to discovery, you're going to find out a lot about WWE and what they've been doing. And I think there's a lot of shit that's going to expose what they've been fucking doing. Same thing, I think this shit that AEW does too. I think every company has done this. So I think that we should want this in discovery. We should want this. Maybe they lose, but I think if you're a wrestling fan, you should want this at least to hit discovery.
Fair enough, I guess. Big Mike, anything you want to add to that? Again, just like me, just sitting back, watch the shit play out. Like, again, I get what you're saying, Ken. As a content creator, you want you would want this to pop out, because, again, it gives us stuff to talk about and all that stuff. So let's see where all that comes into fruition, all that stuff. Also, I know we talked about this last on Friday on Around the Point, but we really didn't get much into it. It was like more of a little rapid fire type of thing.
Fuck. The Niners signed Sam Darnold.
There's that too, I guess.
Why? He's dog shit.
CPZ rates here.
It's
Bray
so
Wyatt is the Ben Simmons of wrestling. What's going on? What's going on, Broken Table? What's up, fellas? Wyatt's return is a massive flop as of now. Even if they turn it around soon, it's a joke right now.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's dog shit.
I agree too. We talked about this, but again, it was rapid fire, but I didn't feel like we really got much into it. Rey Mysterio was the first inductee of the 2023 WWE Hall of Fame.
Oh, wait. Real quickly, Steve. Going back, the last thing I want to say on Bray. Someone pointed this out. Y'all remember when the night before NXT 2.0 began, they told us that Samoa Joe was miraculously injured?
And then he left?
And then he just got released a few weeks later. And the thought process was like, oh, they just wanted to crown a new champion because they crowned a champion that first episode.
That's Tommaso Ciampa.
That makes me think. Yeah, we talked about that already, Mike. That's a little
sus.
It adds to my thing that I think WWE is bullshitting us here.
Again, it's a matter of let this shit play out and see what happens. Again, we're like less than 3 weeks away from WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As of this moment, right? Because nothing has changed, nothing has been announced, right? Until maybe later on tonight on Monday Night Raw. But as of right now, it's gonna be Bobby Lashley and Bray Wyatt. Right?
That ain't happening.
I know, but as of this moment, right? They still, again, Raw hasn't happened yet.
I mean, they haven't even announced. The match has technically not even been made official, so.
I know. So let's see what happens here, right? So back to Rey Mysterio, man. I'm happy for him. I know a lot of people were 99% confident it was going to be the Great Muta.
I still think he's going in.
Yeah, I agree too. I think Muta is going to go in. I think we're going to get more announcements in these upcoming weeks. I don't know how long the class will be, right? I don't know how many members will be inducted this year, but I think obviously I want to believe here.
How big was the class when Taker went in?
I think it was the Steiner brothers, right? It was the Undertaker. I know Shad Gaspard received the Warrior Award. I know I'm missing somebody here right now.
Because it had to have been short because Taker had a long speech.
Let's see.
He talked for a while.
Let's see here, right? Let's see.
So I was saying maybe they make another short class and they just have Rey Mysterio do a long speech and then they run an angle.
Let's see here, though. Let's see. Let's see here. Getting the list right now from the class of 2022.
I'm just going through Sid's argument with Louis Dangor right now.
That's wonderful. So it was the Undertaker. It was the Undertaker. It was Vader, Queen Sharmell, and the Steiner brothers. And Warrior recipient was Shad Gaspard.
Yeah, it was a smaller class. I think this year will be a smaller class too. I would expect raise your headliner in California. Makes sense. I also think I think SP3 might have brought this up, or whoever, or Scotty Wrestling, who was on True Heel Heat Wrestling. Shout out to them on the this past Saturday. Said that they think that they're doing this because I have two options, and the one that they said is maybe Dom beats Ray at Mania and Ray loses his mask in that match.
I think so too.
Last time they can induct Ray while he has a mask on. The other option is I think the match at WrestleMania will be a retirement match.
I think it will be
that too.
I think if Ray loses, I think it's going to be a son versus career match. And if Ray loses to Dominic, he's retired. And he might also lose his mask too. It might be a twofer because he's going to want to take everything away from his deadbeat dad.
Now, I think first and foremost is deservingly. He deserves it. Happy for the guy. You guys have again the list of careers that he's influenced is a lot. You know, and also the word going around from what I've been hearing that maybe again I don't know, but it's said that they confirmed that Conan will be the one to induct them.
Yeah, Conan will be the one.
I mean, he's Dom's godfather, so I guess so.
He's
It
known him.
could be a good angle ring.
Conan's known him since he was 11 years old. Like Conan's, it's the right decision.
Over under
obviously can't get Eddie Guerrero, so
over under and how over under tears will be falling from Conan or Ray. More Conan.
I don't know. Like, how do we count tears?
Under 5 minutes.
Oh, and I don't fucking know. I'm not gonna bet on people crying. You're such a degenerate that you want to gamble over people having an emotional moment. This motherfucker, my friend is sitting across from me. He also wants to fucking gamble on it because he's a fucking gambling degenerate too. Well, he's literally rolling up some weed and making a joint right now.
You should have some. Ray has achieved so much by
you're
forcing
a horrible influence, wanting me to smoke weed on the air. What's wrong?
Not on air. Not on air. You crazy? I didn't say on air. I said you should try some for later. But I'm reading the comment here. Ray has achieved so much, but forcing his son to be his retirement match at the grandest stage is the greatest work. It is.
Yeah, he literally was like, "I'm only coming back," and he said that. He said that he wants his last match in WWE to be against his son. Ray's if you remember about Ray's
contract, so judgmental. Yeah, I know, Chief. I know. At times he can.
Ray Mysterio signed a contract, and
there are days where I just want to do the Homer Simpson to Bart and just.
Thank you. I believe it was an 18-month contract that had a 6-month option by Ray, and then I think he might have, and so that would have expired in 2020. I think he picked up another 3 years. So if he did, then that lines up with when his contract would end, because it would end later this year. If I'm correct, I think his contract expires sometime this year. So, and remember, I don't remember the exact contract. It was 2018. So if I'm wrong, nobody attack me. Fucking 5 years ago at this point. Anyway. But I think that I honestly think that this means that Ray is done. I think Ray's last match is at WrestleMania. What say you, Big Mike?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's where it's all heading. I mean, it's been a wild ride, man. I've been a Ray fan since freaking 03, and
yep.
It's sad, man. It's sad to see him go if this is where it's heading.
And I think it's crazy to think, right? Someone of his size, who for years we've heard, right? Oh, someone of his size will never make it, right? And now look at him. Granted, he didn't have the best world title run. Some would say the worst world title runs of his, in the history of wrestling. He's won the Royal Rumble, but overall, again, when the bell rings, he goes out there, bro. Just fucking amazing. And he's still doing it at his age. He's still doing the damn thing.
Yeah, he's great. CPZ adding it very rare that WWE inducts an active performer. Second time ever after Ric Flair was inducted in 2008, I believe. So yeah, there is a reason for this. I think a really good idea was if you gotta have it, because you're gonna have Angie, Aaliyah, and they're gonna definitely be at ringside. I have their seats and put tape signs on the back. One, this is Angie Mysterio or Gutierrez. I think you can put Gutierrez, Aaliyah Gutierrez, and then put another one that says Dominic Gutierrez. And there's a few cool things you could do. Like if you have it scratched out and it says Guerrero, and then in the middle of the speech, everyone know they point multiple times while Ray's giving the speech. Oh, Dominic's not here for his father. And then in the middle of the speech, Dominic comes out from the crowd or something. I would have him come from the crowd. And he's like clapping, and he goes to the chair and says, "I'm not a Gutierrez, I'm a Guerrero. I think Eddie's my father, not you, you deadbeat piece of shit." Because it's not going to be on TV. The Hall of Fame's, I think, going to be on Peacock. So you can cuss. You can say shit. Say it. Let him call him a deadbeat piece of shit. And then have him go and beat the fuck out of him. Beat the fuck out of Conan. I want him to beat the fuck out of Conan. I'll love that so much. Hit a frog splash on Conan. If y'all know, you know what I'm talking about. Hit a frog splash on Conan. And then that sets up. And then I think even then, you don't even have to announce Ray versus Dom until that night. Have him during the thing. He says, after he hits the frog, beats the fuck out of him, he grabs the mic and he goes, now that you're inducted into the Hall of Fame, it's time that I finally end your career at WrestleMania. When I beat you, it's the end of your career, homie. He says something. That's how Dom would speak, right? He says something like that. And that's what you do.
Oh, man, leave Conan alone. Exactly. Well, I think it's time that we wrap this up.
Time to put a bow on thing. What the fuck is this dude saying? Caden is the weirdest pickup by Steven, but Caden fine. If I had to compare Caden to a wrestler, maybe Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler is great.
Yeah. Yes. Chase, Caden is trying to kill him. It sounds like, I know, right?
Everybody. I want no Hispanics hitting a frog.
Whoa. What
no, Steve. There's a point. I want every wrestler that is not Hispanic to hit a frog splash on Conan.
No, you know what, guy? We're gonna put it's done.
Do you not understand the reference?
Thank you guys for tuning in today.
Steve, you get what I'm saying.
Guys. You guys can follow me on Twitter at HeelSteven. Big Mike, let them know, where can the viewers check you out exactly, bro? Exactly. I don't tolerate that, man.
Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Listen, man, it's a shame,
Y'all
man.
know what I mean.
This guy hosts a show called All Honor. Big Mike, let them know, where can they check you out?
You follow me on Twitter, Detroit Gamer 313, and also here every single day on Around the Point Network.
Yes, and of course, Mr. Fucking man, shame on you, man.
Y'all, no, you literally didn't let me finish my sentence.
Shame on you, man.
Because Conan got all pissed. Why did everybody turn the fucking camera off?
Let them know where can they find you, man. We can't even look at you.
If you don't know what I'm talking about, Conan lost his shit.
You can follow him on Twitter at KadenFTW, guys.
Kinosuke Takeshita hit the frog splash. He said he wasn't Hispanic and he can't do it. So,
all right, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. You guys can check him out at Caden_FTW.
Yeah, Caden.
All right.
FTW.
This was too much. I apologize, guys. I apologize. Shame on you, man. Shame on you. You guys can, again, guys. This was fun. This was awesome, man.
Why are people actually being assholes in the fucking chat?
Hey, man, you
saying I'm annoying, weirdest pickup. Fuck all of you.
Hey, man. Anyway, guys, thank you all for tuning in today. Oh, boy, thank you all. This was well, it was what it was, man. This has been Steve's Kitchen. Good night, y'all.
Listen. Fuck up. Get out.